Hello, this is Mick from Friendly Entertainment, and I'm here to give you all an update after 11 months. Okay. It hasn't actually been 11 months since we last spoke or updated you all on the game, as we do post semi-frequently on our Twitter account, link in description. But we have not posted a single video since January 14th on the YouTube channel, which is a little embarrassing, to say the least. But let me explain why there's been no updates on the YouTube channel. The reason behind is mainly due to burnout and development hell, which don't exactly go well together, you know. We actually scrapped Sunshine Falls 2 in favor of starting a brand new project, going with a similar concept, but changing pretty much everything while also changing pretty much nothing. And that's kind of what we've been working on since April 2022. Then at the end of May 2022, we announced the discontinuation of Sunshine Falls 2 in favor of our new game, Project S, which I will put up a screenshot of the announcement now. The main reason we decided to move away from Sunshine Falls 2 is because we wanted to give ourselves a bit more of a challenge when it came to figuring out new things, as we wanted to learn while we make this game. Progress was very slow for the next few months after the announcement, as most of the time was spent coming up with ideas and mechanics and taking 2 very long breaks, which basically halted all progress for about 4 months total, which meant we actually didn't pick up development properly until October 2022. I would also like to state that on top of all of this, you should know that we're a small group of friends ranging from 16 to 18 years of age at the moment, and that means we have real life things to attend to, which are more mandatory than development of our project, so keep that in mind when I say all this, please. Anyway, I would now like to talk about what we've done so far, which isn't much at the moment in terms of actual gameplay, but for us, from development view, it's quite a lot. Welcome to Project S. All the UI is currently just placeholders, and so is the environment. The only thing we have to show at the moment is our character controller, which is the one thing we have focused on so far, as well as a little bit of the view model. Let's actually start with our most recent addition, directional movement. This is the most recent thing we've added, which we personally are really proud of. It allows the character's animations to change depending on what direction you're going. This works for all movement states, which are walking, running, injured walking, injured running, and last but not least, crouching. Honestly, the way all the animations blend together is something we really enjoy seeing, as there was a lot of time and effort put into the animations to make them look as good as possible. The animations are all done by Altiwyre, which you can find links to his socials in the description if you're interested in checking out some of his other works. But moving on, let's talk about the view model. This is the other newest thing we added, kind of. It's actually been there since the start, but we recently made it a lot more advanced and randomized and more natural looking compared to what we originally had with the movement. And we also implemented animations as well. The view model doesn't need that many animations, as most of the movement is done straight from the framework, but we did add a few animations, such as running, jumping, falling, landing, and climbing. Moving on to the small stuff. We added one of many death animations to the game, so we can of course add several later on, which will all be death dependent, meaning a different animation will play depending on how you died. You may have noticed that we also have animated faces, and yes, those will also be in the game. They're a new feature to Roblox, and we think they would work very well to make the characters feel more alive. All sound effects that we used in the past have all been replaced with brand new sound effects as well, some of which I've compiled myself to make unique sound combos. All sounds at the moment have been taken from a website called Zapsplat, which I will leave a link for in the description if you want to check that out yourself. Lastly, we have added 2 things which aren't something we actually made ourselves. First one being a mesh deformed rig made by Ellie Flopper, which you might have noticed. It's an R15 rig that has connected joints to make it seem like the whole body is one fully constructed mesh. It also makes the animated faces look a lot nicer compared to using them on a default R15 body. Second, and the very last thing, is the realism script, which is made by Maximum ADHD. It's what makes the character physically look where your camera is pointing, and it overall makes the characters look quite lively. And that's about it. I can finally stop reading the script and actually just talk. I want to thank everyone for their kind support over the many months that we've been making games. It's kind of just what we want to do in our free time, just as a passion. And it's really cool that we managed to gain a following from it. And I hope to be able to make more like devlog kind of things like this in the future with more progress. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon.